Oh, yeah. A. Yeah, there's voice. So these were the problems by 2017, but now by 2030 we have managed these problems and we have made so great solutions that everything is great now. Now technology has improved a lot and we have replaced all the plastic, okay, not all, but almost with similar materials that are eco-friendly. Also, the recycling has improved a lot because now all the used plastic can be reused because nowadays we are only using PET and PEHD plastics which can be reused. So now we have reduced using oil and we use in cars, for example, solar panels instead, and that means that we don't have oil problems anymore that much, and it means that we don't have dirty ocean ecosystems anymore, which means we have happy animal and clean fish. It ends up with clean fish.
One of the solutions that we came up with is that we could maybe at least start with using bioplastic instead of regular plastic. But as of now, they're not really making much of it because it's expensive, and but it's already being used by the Coca-Cola company for water bottles, but they can't use it for soda because the plastic doesn't hold the carbonation in it. But it's not really environmentally friendly to make it as of now because they have to, what was it? They have to ferment the ethanol from the sugar cane in Brazil. Then the ethanol is exported to India where it's processed, and then it's moved back to the USA where they fill the bottles, and that's not really good. But they are hoping that they will make the bottles from like plant waste and scraps and stuff in the future, but they're still developing this method. So hopefully by 2030 they will have developed that method so we can make it like in our own country. But the product is made from renewable resource, so there's lower carbon footprint in the production itself, but having to export it like between countries, that's gonna leave like kind of a big footprint. But it does have the same problems as biofuel that we've already been over, and it's more expensive as of now. So, are there any questions?
Tell us some more. How did you brainstorm?
Of waste or yeah, so we were thinking about recycling, but because this is kind of much heard thing, so we thought that we won't make a presentation about recycling because I think everyone kind of knows how to do that. So we took plastic instead because there's so many things linked with it, like microplastics and the big plastic bags in the oceans and oil, and there's so many problems which are linked with it. So it ends up to the oceans, and that harms ocean ecosystems because small plankton can maybe eat microplastic, and then the big fish will eat the plankton, and then they will all die, and then someone else will suffer from that. And it will also maybe end up on our own plates if we are eating that microplastic. Okay. Okay, so we have that new technology and we have new materials that we a little bit explained on that video. We could use, you said something about that wooden-made plastic. Can you tell that? It was a great thing, I think. Yeah. Some bio. You know it better.
Yeah, we can probably start by stop using single-use cutlery and straws and stuff, so that means less plastic waste, and use reusable utensils. I mean, I bring it with me like almost everywhere I go, but I don't have it right now, ironically, because I'm not sure if I can take it on the plane, so it's in my other bag. But yeah, you can like ask them not to put straws in your drinks. You don't have to use a lid when you like go and buy fast food.
We made that better plastic, which seems like plastic, but it's not, so it won't be a waste with technology. And we are using those PET plastics, which can be recycled and reused. And we reuse all the plastic we have, so none of it ends up to the nature. And we also had that cleaning system in the oceans with microplastics. Alessia, you knew something about it? Want to tell?
Yes, because we decided to improve the technology invented by a guy from America, who is 19 years old, and who has designed this sort of technology who cleans up oceans from those microplastics. And this is a sort of filter of water and cleans up the microplastics. So we decided to invest on these sort of technologies and improve it and make it easier to get for the governments so as to reduce this problem in our oceans. Yes. With fundraising and investing over this idea, because it's a very good idea to protect our planet. So we convince people because it's a great idea. Maybe I will be a chemist and studying new materials which are suitable to to replace plastic and new biocompatible materials. Yes, I'm working on this sort of thing.
I got the government to sign under a contract that banned all single-use plastic material in Iceland.
Yeah, and I arranged some events that are telling people about the problems of using plastic so that they maybe switch to other materials and maybe, you know, I think it's important that everyone knows what are the consequences that plastic has on the environment, so that's what I'm doing.
And I invited that plastic-like material from the wood, and it works great, and now everyone is happy.
questions, so thanks. It sounds like a feasible plan now. Your plastic-free future sounds wonderful, and now you have some kind of plan for it. One of you is doing chemistry research to come up with better materials, and one of you is working maybe in an NGO or something to do events to affect the public opinion, for example, and one of you is inviting new materials. And then you talked about investing in new technologies, which, I don't know, will you do it yourselves, or will someone affect the investors and the capitalists where to put their money? But yeah, there are only some gaps in your plan, but I think it's great that you started to see this path to the future that you imagine. So I have no further comments. Anyone else?
Do you know why do we need plastic? Because you're talking about making plastic from organic materials like biomaterials like wooden, but you still think that we need plastic?
Because everything is wrapped around plastic, and it's just everywhere, all the shopping bags, and I think it's easy to use and easy to form new forms. And yeah, can you say it better English? Well,
Yeah, that's true. We need it for a concentration of our food, and that our food doesn't get contact with something hazardous materials, and we can preserve the food better with the plastics. So you're completely right.
And it's easy to form new, like,
Formulate.
different kinds. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And that's good. But you know, if we are making plastic from biomaterials, it's still plastic. That's the one point. Yeah, you can invent better materials as well, but it doesn't matter from where we synthesize it. Of course, it's better for environment if we don't dig to the ground to get the oil to make plastic, but still it's the same molecule if we are making plastic.
but we will invent a new one.
That's a good idea. I really hope that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Who's next?